Hello, welcome again. Continuing with GATE 2011 production industry review paper, starting with question number 33. Question number 33, water is flowing through a horizontal pipe of constant diameter and the flow is laminar. If the diameter of the pipe is increased by 50%, keeping the volume flow rate constant, then the pressure drop in the pipe due to friction will decrease by option A 33%, option B 56%, option C 70%, option D 86%. Okay. We know that the head loss in due to friction in pipe is H is equal to 4 F L V square divided by D into 2G. Okay. So F is now as the volume flow rate is constant, so changing V into uh, in terms of volume flow rate or Q. Okay. So Q is equal to AB. Okay. That is volume flow rate is area into velocity. Okay. So V is your 4Q by pi d 4 by pi d square. Okay. Now putting the value of y square here, so we will get H. H is equal to this. Okay. So keeping other thing constant, so H will be inversely proportional to d5. Okay. So when the diameter is increased by 50%, okay, when the diameter is increased by 50%, okay, then the new head loss will be 1 by 1.5 d d to 5. Okay. So from the ratio of these two, okay, uh, we can get the uh, dividing this by this, we get h by h1 is equal to 7.59375. Okay, so h is equal to 7.59375 h1. Okay, so the percentage is nothing but percentage head loss is the percentage pressure loss because pressure is your OGH. Okay, so from this we can find out h minus h1 divided by h, putting h is equal to 7.59 h1. Okay, and we can get approximate percentage as 86.83%. Answer is your B. So answer is your B. Okay, next, cold water flowing at 0.1 kilogram per second is heated from 20 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius in a counterflow type heat exchanger by a hot water stream flowing at 0.1 kilogram per second and entering at 90 degrees Celsius. The specific heat of the water is 40 to 100 joules per kilogram per degree Kelvin and density is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. If the overall heat transfer coefficient U for the heat exchanger is 2000 watt per meter square per degree Kelvin, the required heat exchanger area is in meter square. So here the cold water is entering at 20 degrees and leaving at 70 degrees Celsius, and hot water is entering at 90 degrees Celsius. And this is your mass flow rate, 1 kilogram per second. This is your of cold fluid. This is mass flow rate of cold fluid. As both fluids are water, okay. So and mass is same for both the fluids, okay. So uh, so MHCH and MCC is same for both. Okay, so remember that thing. Okay, so if we draw the diagram of this counterflow, so this is your 70 or 30. Sorry, the 20. This is your cold fluid. Cold fluid is going from 20 degree to 70 degree in this direction, and hot fluid is coming from uh, this in this direction. TH1 is the temperature of hot fluid, and TH2 is the anti-temperature of the hot fluid, that is 90 degrees Celsius, and TH2 we can find out by equating the by balancing the energy. Okay, so this is MH CPW TH1 minus CH2 MCC CPC TC2 minus CC1. So MH CH is equal to MC CC. So this is one. This is one. Both are water. So CP is same for the both. Both. Okay. So from this we can find out pH2. Okay. So pH2 is nothing but 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. So pH2 is your 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now according to this diagram, that this is 40 degrees, this is 20 degrees Celsius, this is your 90, this is 70. So theta 1 is your 40 minus 20, that is 20. and this is 90 minus 70, that is 20. So theta 1 is equal to theta 2. So as MH is MSCH is equal to MCCC, so this is expected. Okay, so so as theta 1 and theta 2 are equal, so LMTD is the same 20. So heat transfer is given as UA Okay, so heat transfer is also given by this MHCH TH1 minus T2 that we have. That's how we got the TH2. Okay, so creating this UAMLMTD and this MHCH TH1 minus TH2, we can get A as 0.525 meters square. Okay, so answer is here 0.525. Answer is option B. Okay, next, match the following material with their most appropriate application. Material, low carbon steel. First is low carbon steel, second stainless steel, third gray cast iron, fourth titanium layer. And the applications are machine tool based, few aircraft parts, kitchen utensils, and cardboard panels. Cardboard panels are made of low carbon steel. Okay, kitchen utensils are made of stainless steel, gray cast iron are used in machine tool base and titanium layer and aircraft. Okay, because of lighter weight. So answer is your D, 1S, stainless steel, 2R, and 3P, and 4P. Okay, 4, 3P and 4P. Okay, here it should be used. Okay. Next, in a sand casting process, a sphere and a cylinder of equal volume are separately cast from the same molten metal under identical conditions. The height and diameter of the cylinder are equal. The ratio of solidification time of the sphere to that of cylinder is A 1.14, B 0.87, C 1.31, D 0.76. Okay, so let R be the capital R be the radius of sphere. Okay, then the volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube and the surface area is 4 pi r square. Okay, and small r is the radius of cylinder as the height and diameter are equal. Okay, so the height will be 2r. Okay, so height will be 2r. Okay, so the volume is pi r square h. So volume is your 2 pi r square. H is your 2r. Okay, and surface area is your 2 pi r square into 2 pi r h. Okay, so this will be your 6 pi r square. H is your 2r. Okay, 6 pi r square. So we have calculated volume and surface area for both sphere and cylinder. So as volume of both sphere and cylinder are same, so keeping the volume same, we can find out R by R ratio. Okay, so that R by R ratio is 1.147R. Okay, so now the solidification time is nothing but is directly proportional to solidification time is directly proportional to volume by area here. Okay, now for sphere, putting the value of volume, that is 4 pi r cube, and putting the area 4 pi r square, and it will be r by 3 square. And for sphere, it is putting the for cylinder, putting the value of volume that we have got. Okay, and putting the value of area. Okay, for cylinder, so it will be r by 3 square. Now dividing this by this, we get r by r square, and r by r we have. So answer is your Ts by Tc is your 1.31. Okay, so answer C is the correct option. Next, the thickness of the plate is reduced from 30 mm to 10 mm by successive cold rolling passes using identical rolls of diameter 600 mm. Assume that there is no change in width if the coefficient of friction between the rolls and the workpiece is zero point 0.1. The minimum number of passes required is okay. So here the thickness is 30 mm, initial thickness is 30 mm, and final thickness is 10 mm. Okay, and roll diameter is 600 mm. So roll radius is a 30 mm, 300 mm. Okay, and maximum reduction in one pass is your mu scale R. Okay, and mu is coefficient of friction is your zero point 0.1. Okay, so maximum reduction per pass is your mu scale R, that is 3 mm. Okay, and the total reduction here 30 minus 10, 21. So the number of passes required, total reduction by maximum reduction per pass. So that is 7. So answer is your B. Okay, next, match the following uh, type of material: one thermoplastic, B thermostat, sets, three elastomers, four ceramics. Name of material: Cylon, polyvinyl chloride, epoxy, latex. Okay, so this polyvinyl chloride is a thermoplastic, and this is your epoxy is your thermoset, and the latex is your rubber type or elastomers. Okay, P your S, and ceramics solid is your ceramic. Okay, answer is A. Okay. Next, while removing material from iron, atomic weight 56, valency 2, and density 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. By electrochemical machining, a metal removal rate of 2 cc per minute. The current in ampere required for achieving this material removal rate is option A 96.07, option B 14.93, option C 448.03, option D 53764.29. Okay. So in electrochemical machining, the metal removal rate is given by AI rho ZF. Okay. So so this is your metal removal rate is given as 2 centimeter cube per minute. Okay. Or we can convert it into centimeter per second. Okay. By dividing it by 60. Okay, and atomic weight is your 56, and atomic weight is 56, and I is current. Okay, that we have to calculate it. That we have to calculate. Okay, density is your 7.8. Putting the values we can, and Faraday's constant we have to. If it is given, then it's okay, or otherwise you have to remember it, that is 96 uh, 500. Okay, so I is your 896.07. Okay, okay. So we'll solve remaining questions in next video. Okay. Thank you.